Hello and welcome, my lovely Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your card in tarot is the Temperance card, the card of healing and patience. You're also a sign of getting it all together, one of the most organized fire signs, I must say. Alright, Sagittarius, me being the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling. Saggies, this is also your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of September 23rd through 29th, 2019. Remember that time is merely a pretense, and these can be past, present, or future energies that we're discussing. Also, these readings are general Sagittarius readings, sun, moon, and house positions, and will still not apply to all, but to hang around for the entirety of the reading for collective Saggy messages that should pop up. Alright, so what kind of energy are we working with? Well, sun is in Libra. We are approaching your season, but not quite yet. A couple months left. But it is, that sun in Libra is all about balancing the energy. We're getting out of that earth hefty energy. Earth and air, fire and air are just so complementary. But, so this is the air season. And we also have Venus in Libra, which is all about expressing your affections. I think I misspoke when I said that Venus was retrograde last week. It's actually a backspin phenomenon as it comes into the sign of Libra. And it's not actually retrograde. What happens is in January of 2020, when Venus actually does go retrograde, it'll call back to this time in Libra season when Venus was in Libra. What were you doing? How were you setting up your winter love and expressing your affections? And are you going to have regrets come January? Just like we had Saturn go direct on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, and that calls back to a time, that retrograde period, that karmic period, and all the stuff we were paying out in debt to the universe was called back to December 2017. I was a bit of a bratty fire sign at that time, very rebellious. I do have regrets, but it was pretty wild. Sagittarius, what kind of energy are you, my lovely fire sign, bringing into the week? What is on your minds? I'm just going to kind of freestyle it because it seems to be better reading. The sun, you're just not happy. Let's see some more. Somebody's not happy. This is your energy, of course. First cards. Yeah, you found some deception. We've all been dealing at Aquarius full moon in August that is just still hovering over me as well in my personal cards. But this is some sort of deception. Somebody has been misbehaving around you, and it's made you unhappy. You've come into that truth. You're moving forward from it, but you're kind of pissed about it. It's, let's see. I'm going to pull clarifiers for the Seven of Swords. It's burdensome for you for sure, but you're coming out of that burden. You're releasing that burden, and they've made you vulnerable. And Sagittarius does not like to be vulnerable. If you just feel so like, and it's not a sense of usury or a sense of theft. It's a sense of like manipulating information or making you look very bad or stupid even, and that's just like pissing you off, and you don't like it. But okay, you do have your Ten of Pentacles with you right now, Saggies, but this is probably a work situation that's brought you a lot of stress, a lot of unhappiness. You're releasing those burdens. You just have to rest. You just have to put down your swords and rest. You have the Ten of Pentacles. You're going to be okay. You feel the Five of Pentacles. You feel left out in the cold. You feel low and ill-used. And you just feel all this energy. And you do feel the stress of possibly losing your job. But right now, there is a happiness for you somewhere. You just haven't really reached out for it or been grateful for it. This is like going home to a perfect spouse that just hugs you every day, and it's as soon as you get home, no matter how hard the work has been. So you do have resources, and yeah, this is kind of, you're afraid it's going to put you in a Queen of Coins reverse position. It's going to prevent your ability to manifest and nurture those around you. There's a little bit of a fear here, a little concern you won't be able to work. a little concerned you will not be able to work and be able to make some money. Three of Pentacles is that corporation card, the work card. You're afraid this is good. You're just nervous about losing your job. And you should be, because somebody is manipulating the information. Somebody is making you appear foolish. Or not foolish, but stupid. Like you don't know something. And it really isn't fair. And you're really having a trouble figuring your way around this. Okay. You just want... This feels like I just want to be a stay-at-home mom or Mr. Mom. It definitely has that feeling of, I'm a mom. I'm a sweet person. I don't understand this. I'm just going to pull advice from Spirit because now you're getting whiny. Oh, my poor Sagittarius. Because you usually have it all together, but this person has just pushed you off your balance. And it's difficult for you to understand. You're having difficulty even just comprehending the way this person is around you. And they haven't identified themselves in this reading, unless they are this water sign over you. Perhaps you're going to your parents. Queen of Cups can be a mom's or dad energy. They manifest with love. They help with love. So this person would be a good person to go to advice for. They'll make you feel better, and then they'll tell you what to do. And they'll tell you get out of this situation. Advice from Spirit to get out of this 8 of Swords position. Okay. You need to not be the Emperor. You need to take a step back. Hold on, let me pull another card. All right. You're trying to do too much, is what Spirit's saying. You're trying to be the Emperor in this situation, but you're not the Emperor in this situation. So there are things you need to step back from and things that you just need to do because of where you are. You need to oil the situation up and get things moving. You need to stop staying in this position of being stuck. There is a way out, and it does have to do with, I did get the Strength card in reverse, which shows vulnerability, but it also shows compassion. It always shows you can't do this with brute force. It's not going to work with brute force. And the message from Spirit is that you have to I'm not the Emperor. This is not my kingdom. I know I can take care of myself. I know I'm the self-made woman or self-made man. This card has come out in almost every single reading, if not every reading this week, as in, can you take care of yourself? Well, yeah, I can take care of myself. Absolutely. I can build my own kingdom. I can get out of this mess. But more importantly, I can take a step back and realize where I belong in this situation. This Emperor in reverse, it's a weird read. That's why I'm a little slow, because the message I'm getting from Spirit is you're not the Emperor in this situation. This is not the kingdom you're working. This is not your kingdom that you're struggling in. I got the 3 of Diamonds, which means you're struggling. This is somebody else's corporation, somebody else's dream, somebody else's life. You can go plug yourself in somewhere, in somebody else's system, and do just as well. So don't put too much of yourself in this situation. It's like pull yourself out a little bit as the Emperor, because you're not the Emperor. This could be an Aries in your energy in reverse. The Aries is the problem, but that's not what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying, this is the energy of you backing off. There's a certain role you need to play to get this moving again, and that's focus on get this moving again. Get out of the stuck situation. Oof. That was kind of hard to explain. But yes, definitely remember, take care of yourself. Cover your ass, CYA. Alright. I'm going to just pull Cartomancy cards now because that was a very complete spread. A good one. That Nine of Pentacles is shown up in everybody's reading. It's the card of the week. It's just make sure you're self-sufficient, able to take care of yourself. It's not even a self-made man or woman card, but it is definitely about taking care of your own space, your own self. A little attention to making sure you have your resources and what you need instead of getting them from someone else, letting someone else determine that your opportunities, your resources, what they're for. I have the Seven of Diamonds. Seven of Diamonds is assessing the situation. Absolutely. If you're afraid of losing your job, it's time to update your resume. Even if you never send it out, it's time to update your resume, and it's time to like check in on your bank accounts, make sure you're solid. Any big expenses, maybe trim them down a bit. It's just kind of that sense of, okay, I'm going to balance my heart energy. There are things I can cut out of my life. Let's just use this as an opportunity to take stock and make sure we're good, so I can focus my energy on something a little more valuable than this business at work or this other kind of happiness, soul-stealing situation. And it's going to bring you a lot of joy. This is going to actually result in joy across all the board. This isn't, it has that sense of taking control of the situation and making sure you're going to be okay. And then when you do that, it just gives you the overall 10 of Pence kind of feeling, where when you walk into this situation, this difficult work situation, you're not as stressed, because even if you lose your job, even if you have to look for another job, you know where you're at, and you almost, it's not like you can speak more severely, or you can be a bit more cavalier about things. But what it is, it just takes a little bit of that anxiety out of the situation. So doing what is right, doing what is proper, taking care of what you're supposed to be taking care of is easier. That's all it is. Yeah. I feel like you might be thinking about, just for the good of your heart, for the good of your sanity, you might just need to sever this tie with this Nine of Swords. This is walking away from what no longer serving you, but moreover, just taking those swords and cutting everything away that is absolutely useless. It goes well with the Seven of Pence card, because, you know, Seven of Pence can also be options. And maybe, you know, it also has to do with, like, very basically, you know, like the gym memberships you pay for, the subscriptions you pay for, the magazines you don't read, or maybe they don't even come to your apartment anymore. They go to the old one. Just little things like that, that's like your money trickling out of your pocket that you need to control. And sometimes that even has to do with switching jobs. I'm going to pull the results card, and that'll probably tell us, oh yes, it's going to be about work. That'll probably tell us just what the results and the advice from Spirit needs to be. Yes, in order to have a happy home, you do need to have a happy work life, because work can be your second home. That's a lot of cards, loves. But the Six of Wands did try to come out, which is the public victory card. All right, let's see. One more card here. Ooh, okay. You might have a little side work here with this Jack of Diamonds. That was like the entrepreneurial card. It's like, you know, the side business you have. Maybe you get some not so good news about it, or not so good news about money. Maybe that raise, that bonus isn't coming in because work's been tough. But let's be honest, Sagittarius, you're going to grab the bull by the horns. It's just your personality. So this difficulty in work, you're going to come into a little bit happiness at work. Something is changing. There's going to be some news, either a staff change, or an obligation change. It's just like a major shift in work that's going to start bringing you happiness again, and you're going to realize that perhaps this person that's giving you, I don't think they've identified themselves in this reading. I don't think you're going to know who was manipulating you, manipulating the situation against you, or just not even giving a rat's ass. I don't even think it was personal why they didn't identify themselves in this reading. They're just not being good employees or difficult people. And you're going to come out of that energy, and it's probably like this week or next week, you're going to suddenly feel a little bit of flow, a little heartbeat going into the work again, just because there's bad news coming, but it's not your bad news. Look, your cards are these. This is just something that hit you, and it's just information that hit you, and it's just somebody else's journey moving on probably away from you. Everyone realizes this punk is useless, and you've put up with it long enough, so has everyone else. And yeah, you're not going to probably get a new job. This severing, this Ace of Hearts and this new beginning is the severing of that energy from you. I don't think you're going to have to do this. I think somebody else is going to do it for you. So excellent ending to this reading, Sagittarius. You have quite an opportunity ahead to like reset everything. It's like a it's like I can't even think of the word, but it's like everyone's going to realize that it wasn't you, finally. And you're going to be like, oh my God, thank God. Because you were afraid it had gone on too long. And it has. It's gone on for a while. I can see that you've went through a lot, but this is going to pull that energy, and you're going to be separate in some way. And it's going to be very good for you. All right. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip, or donate if the spirit moves you. Link below in the box. And then also, if you want to book a personal reading or connect with me one-on-one, of course, my email, qclovers1111@gmail.com. And have a great week, my lovely Sagittarius.